Hey guys, what's going on? It's Trey Bulk here, and today I'm coming at you with a video where I want to talk about a personal bit of gameplay philosophy and something I do believe for Smoke players is a thing that is important to get in your head, and that is what I'm going to call the 2-bar rule. So Smoke, in some ways, is a lot like Black Manta from Injustice 2. And one way I've noticed that he is like Black Manta is the way you spend resources. So Injustice 2 is a little different. You had a 4-bar meter instead of a 3-bar meter, but Black Manta was a character that built so much meter all the time that you could almost always spend 2 bars to bounce cancel instead of doing his EX teleport to get a full combo. So this resulted in Manta having one of the highest average damage ceilings in the game. He was hitting you for like upper 40s to 50% off of almost any punish or any straight hit. And how do I put this? And especially in a game like Injustice 2, Injustice 2 is a low damage game. And he hit quite a bit harder than the average character. And that's what allowed his fundamentals-based playstyle to work. So Smoke is a lot like this, in the sense that Smoke has... he has two things that make him stand out in this game. Like, if I were going to make a guide and talk about pros and cons section, two of Smoke's big pros, actually, are he has high average damage, and he has high damage potential. His damage ceiling is very high. And that is partially because the way he is built, he is one of the few characters in the game that can dump resources to extend damage off any hit any way he sees fit. So, let's say like I don't have any cameo, and I just want to spend all my bars damage, right? That's like pretty good off a jab for the kind of character that Smoke is. And let's say even we go for Fatal Blow. Okay, so I'm gonna spend I used my dash, hold on. So most characters cannot hit like this kind of damage number off of their jab, even with Fatal Blow, without cameo. Right? So, this gets me to my point. I believe that unless you are in a situation where you really need the breaker, I think every time you get a hit, assuming you're not trying to get them off of their breaker, of course, so you don't waste it, I believe that when you play Smoke, you should just always spend 2 bars on your combo. I'm being dead ass here. I think you should do it every single time. Every single time. And I think that this results in one of the scariest things about Smoke is that he hurts every time he hits you. So, like, let's look for example. Let's say I'm gonna do like a basic, really basic ass Serena combo. Okay, off the jab. So that's close to 50%. And think about that being like the start of the match, right? Like, you hit someone with forward 1-1-2-4 at the start of the match. So you both spend your cameo, and you dump the bar. Hit for 50% right at the start of the match, now your opponent's starting at a half-life deficit. And otherwise, If you're stuck with a bar meter, you're saving that for entirely for your armor. You like don't even bother using your meter for anything else. And I honestly believe that this will get you really far if you're learning Smoke, just in general playing him. I think this matters big time with the character. So like, let's look at this for example. So I'm gonna do like an actual more optimal combo here. Right. Now with Serena, sometimes you may actually only want to do one use of the knife toss. I think this actually does better for your scaling, if I'm correct. Yeah, you're not losing a bunch of damage for using her only once. So, I do want to show some other cameos. I picked Serena to start with because it's like a basic bitch option, right? But let's look at, like, let's say Lao. Lao is an interesting case. So, just look at what damage I get for 2 bars off a jab with Lao. Almost 50%. Just for a basic ass hit. Once again, let's say like you hit your forward 1-2 to start a round. Right, 47% basically. And then if you wanted to do like be a little more optimal, I guess, you know, I think this is more optimal. I could be wrong. Actually, I think it's more optimal just to do this. Yeah. Maybe you do this, of course. I don't know if this does more or not. It might not. Oh no, that does more. Yeah. And that comes back pretty fast too, right? So, like, no matter what kind of hit I get, I'm doing nearly 50, right? This is my lowest damage here. Absolute lowest I can achieve. Let's see what if I do this one. Yeah. So, like, obviously with Lao, and Lao, once again, this is an easy cameo to, like, start learning the character on. It's pretty fundamentally sound, you know, you got basic hit confirms off everything, you've got Hat, which is really good. But let's see, what's another cameo, for example, I can show you? Like, well, fuck, let's look at Goro, who I've been revisiting recently. So, let's say I want to go, like, once again, do forward 1-2 to start the round, right? %, right there, right? And here it's gonna be 50 more or less, if not 50. Yeah. So a lot of people, they don't realize how hard Smoke actually does hit. I think a lot of people don't realize it. Now, of course, some people now, they're starting to look at things like armor launcher, you know, like, you hit this. Of course, you can get a pretty powerful combo, right? But um, a lot of people really underestimate the average damage that Smoke can do. And that is how I really do play him anymore. If I have one bar, I hold on to the one bar because I may be able to use it for like an armored launcher, or I might be able to, like if I have one bar, what do I use that one bar for? I usually use it for frame advantage. So, like on 212 EX dash or +5, right? Or you know, -1, +1. So there are uses for like single bar, but I do personally think if your choice is like utility or damage, you take the damage route every time with Smoke. I just think that's the way to go. Like even if I don't cash out Cameo, right? Still 44%. Now, let's even say, like, you fail blow, right? Same rule applies. I think if you fail blow and you have 2 bars, you should spend the 2 bars. And that results in you getting things like this. On. Where's your fight? Look at the damage you're gonna get off this. Like, on a pure DPS level, you can just rob a game from somebody. And this does matter, believe it or not, some of these characters that also hit super hard, like Natara or like Havoc or whatever, they don't get this off any hit. They have to hit specific buttons. This is entirely different from Smoke, who just does this off any hit. Like once again, we'll use my lowest damage to demonstrate, which is solo 4-3 into 1-1-1-4. So this will probably still do 50%. Maybe not, but we'll see. I'm curious now. It'll be close, if it's not 50. Oh, it might be 50. Yep. There you go. 51%. I think this is massively important, and that's what I think. I think if you're in fact a Smoke player, I think you should always be dumping 2 bars into your hit confirms. Like, just do it every time. There's literally no good reason to, unless the utility of breaking is actually more worth it. And I can tell you right now, there are a lot of situations in which it is better for you to take your damage than to break. Like, yeah, if you break, you might survive easier, like, you might be in a better position to survive from, but most of the time, I actually think you want the damage over the health preservation. So I'm going to show a couple more examples of like the absurd hard-hitting nature of Smoke every time you dump 2 bars into something. So we're going to do Darius now, because Darius is actually one of the highest damage cameos in the game of Smoke. Hold on. I'm trying to get the optimal timing here. We're gonna do almost 60% here. We're gonna get close. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that one more time. Add a little bit extra to the combo. Okay, I might have actually done a little less, but you get the idea. Right? Let's look at maximum damage, which is 212. This is definitely gonna do over 60. Like, this makes smoke super terrifying. And then, of course, there are instances in which there are more niche hit confirms that you can do that will get you even higher damage. So, a good example of that, we're going to go back to Goro, because Goro has a lot of really good ones. So, let's say you're doing 4-1-2, and you're going to finish it and do 2-4, and they get hit by the last half of it with 2-4, okay? Why you look at the damage off that incidental hit that you get. Look at this. All because they tried to press there. Right? Now let's say I want to dump all 3 bars. Right? Now, let's look at lowest damage again for frame of reference.
Where's your fight?
On. I mean, let's even cut it even more down as far as like what we're hitting with. We're just gonna do solo 4-3 in the back 4-3. Now this might even do more. It might scale less actually. It's gonna scale less. I mean, let's even look at just back 4-3 by itself, right? Let's say you go through a fireball. So, all because they maybe threw one bad fireball where they flinched in neutral and got flipped by a raw back 4-3, they eat all this damage. Right, now let's take Fail Blow out of it. and just look at, you know, the 2-bar damage. Right. This is just the thing about Smoke that I don't think Smoke players actually make enough use out of, and I think it's important to intentionally do this. I've been incorporating this into my gameplay, trying to be more consistent and deliberate about it, and it works. In my opinion, I think it works. Well, I give one more demonstration looking at Tremor, and Tremor is a big one because of the fact that, you know, this resets the gravity of your combos, right? So that could result in things like this. Look at that damage. Right. See if we can hit 50 actually. I wonder if I can. We do like this. Close. Close. I mean, they cannot afford to just take the hit from him. They can't. Look at this. I would dump all 3 bars here, by the way. Because, I mean, look at that. Just because they got flipped by the last 2 hits of this string, they eat that much damage. Or like, you know, let's look at this again. Right? Or, of course, you can, hold on. I think you can do this, but it's hard to do. Anyway, well, I want to show this off too. Like, you hit this raw, use rock upper to launch, dump the 2 bars, 47% off a raw back forward 3. Right? There's our 50% confirmed there. See that? So, I mean, you get the idea. This is the highest damage you can do with Tremor, I believe. We can catch that totally. Off of back 2-3 in the EX knife toss. No good. So I think this is an underrated feature of Smoke. I'm curious if there's any Smoke players who are watching this who have ever wondered about this. If you found this video helpful, maybe informative, let me know. But I think I demonstrated adequately that this is a part of Smoke that people don't pay enough attention to. And, you know, I think a lot of Smoke players, they waste a lot of time on going invisible, which I think is a waste of meter for the most part, or, like, trying to do like extra confirms like this because maybe they don't want to use their cameo and they want to say the cameo over the bar instead or something. I think all those things are just unoptimal gameplay. So that's the video. Spend the bar, dude. Spend the 2 bars every single time you get a hit. If you don't have 2 bars, then just hold out. And if you do have 2 bars, always spend the 2 bars. Anyway, that's my video for today. Signing out. Thanks for sticking around and watching. I'll catch you guys later.